Hello there friends! Welcome back to Bulabing Travels. For our new visitors, welcome and thank you for visiting my channel. I hope you'll stay and keep on watching this video. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe if you were entertained by our new upload. Last June 2018, we were blessed to have an opportunity to visit United Kingdom. The trip was truly unforgettable for me, and with that, I am happy to share one of the visited city in Somerset, England. And that is Bath, or what they called it, Roman-built baths. So join me again friends, and let's have a bath tour in England. The beautiful city of Bath is only 115 miles away from London, and if you're driving your own vehicle, the drive takes about 2.5 hours barring traffic. Very close enough to have a day tour in the city. The train is the fastest way to get to Bath, for approximately 96 miles away, but tickets can become expensive if you don't book well in advance. And since we are on group tour, our agency provided us an exclusive pass for the entire trip. Bath is a great place to stop and explore while on a road trip in the southern UK. Bath is an historic Roman and Georgian spa city. This is a World Heritage Site, is 100 miles west of London and 15 miles southwest of the nearest big city, Bristol. A very unique city, famous for its hot springs, Roman period baths, medieval heritage, and stately Georgian architecture. City of Bath, founded by the Romans as a thermal spa. Bath became an important center of the wool industry in the Middle Ages. In the 18th century, under George III, it developed into an elegant town with a neoclassical Palladian buildings, which blend harmoniously with the Roman baths. The city of Bath in southwest England was founded in the 1st century AD by the Romans, who used the natural hot springs as a thermal spa. It became an important center for the wool industry in the Middle Ages, but in the 18th century, under the reign of George I, II, and III, it developed into an elegant spa city famed in literature and art. The city of Bath is of outstanding universal value for the following cultural attributes: the Romans' remains, especially the Temple of Sulis Minerva and the Baths complex, based around the hot spring of the heart of the Roman town of Aquae Sulis, which have remained at the heart of the city's development ever since, are among the most famous and important Roman remains north of the Alps and mark the beginning of Bath's history as a spa town. Here in Bath, you can find Sally Lunns. Is much more than a world-famous tea and eating house in the center of the wonderful city of Bath, England. Historic building is one of the oldest houses in Bath. Bath may have been the site of the Battle of Badon, in which King Arthur is said to have defeated the Anglo-Saxons. The town was captured by the West Saxons after the Battle of the Joram. Bath had long been an ancient borough, having that status since 878 when it became a royal borough of Alfred the Great and was reformed into a municipal borough in 1835. It has formed part of the county of Somerset in 878. Bath was returned to the ceremonial county of Somerset in 1996. Though as BNES is a unitary authority, it is not part of the area covered by Somerset County Council. Most buildings in Bath are made from the local golden-colored Bath stone, and many date from the 18th and 19th century. The dominant style of architecture in central Bath is Georgian. This style evolved from the Palladian Revival style that became popular in the early 18th century. Many of the prominent architects and they were employed in the development of the city. Bath is in the Avon Valley and is surrounded by limestone hills as it nears the southern edge of the Catwoods. Archaeological evidence indicates that the site of the bath may have been a sanctuary of worship used by Celts. The springs were dedicated to the goddess Sulis, whom the Romans identified with Minerva. Early in the 18th century, Geoffrey Obscure legend was given great prominence as a royal endorsement of the water's quality, with the embellishment that the spring had cured bloodwood and his herd of pigs of leprosy through the wallowing in the warm mud. The name Sulis continued to be used after the Roman invasion, leading to the town's Roman name of Aquae Sulis, the waters of Sulis. The temple was constructed in 60 to 70 AD, and the bathing complex was gradually built up over the next 300 years. During the Roman occupation of Britain and possibly on the instructions of Emperor Claudius, engineers drove oak piles to provide a stable foundation into the mud and surrounded the spring with an irregular stone chamber lined with lead. In the 2nd century, it was enclosed within a wooden barrel vaulted building and included the calarium or hot bath, tepidarium lukewarm bath, and frigidarium cold bath. After the Roman withdrawal from Britain in the first decade of the 5th century, these fell into disrepair and were eventually lost due to silting up and flooding. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle suggests the original Roman baths were destroyed in the 6th century. About 130 curse tablets have been found. Many of the curses are related to theft of clothes whilst the victim was bathing. The baths have been modified on several occasions, including the 12th century when John of Tours built a curative bath over the King's Spring Reservoir, and the 16th century when the city corporation built a new bath or Queen's Bath to the south of the spring. The court physician Tudor de Mayerne bathed Anne of Denmark in the King's Bath on 19th of May 1613. She returned in August 1615. The museum houses artifacts from the Roman period, including the objects that were thrown into the sacred spring, presumably as offerings to the goddess. This includes more than 12,000 denarii coins, which is the largest collective votive deposit known from Britain. A gilt bronze head of the goddess Sulis Minerva, which was discovered nearby in 1727, is displayed. Remains of the known Roman bath, the Temple of Sulis Minerva, and the below grounds Roman archaeology are well preserved and within the property boundary as are the areas of Georgian town, planning and architecture, and large elements of the landscape within which the city is set. Despite some loss of Georgian buildings prior to inscription, the Georgian city remains largely intact both in terms of buildings and plan form. An extensive range of interlinked spaces formed by crescents, terraces, and squares set in harmonious relationship with the surrounding green landscape survive. The relationship of the Georgian city to its setting of the surrounding hills remain clearly visible. As a modern city, Bath remains vulnerable to large-scale development and to transport pressures, both within the site and in its setting that could impact adversely on its garden city, fell and on views across the property and to its green setting. The hot springs, which are the reasons for the city's original development, are of undoubted authenticity. The key Roman remains are preserved, protected, and displayed within a museum environment, and the Roman baths can still be appreciated for their original use. The majority of the large stock of Georgian buildings have been continuously inhabited since their construction. So that's all for a short history of Bath in the country of Somerset, England. Our last stop was lunch at Green Park before heading back to London City. This has been Bulabing Travels, and thank you for watching.